Chapter 20 of For Heaven's Sake, Little Talks to Little Folks by Reverend Gerald T. Brennan. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Chapter 20 The Priest of Times Square. Everybody loves a hero. We like to honor a brave man. We like to remember him. We don't forget him. Do you know that one of the heroes of the First World War was a priest? Yes, a priest, and his name was Father Duffy. Father Duffy was brave. He was every soldier's friend. Wherever the soldiers went, Father Duffy went with them. Rain, cold, mud, guns, bullets, and the roar of cannon could not keep Father Duffy away from his soldiers. No matter how great the danger, Father Duffy was right in the middle of the danger. He heard the soldiers' confessions, said Mass for the soldiers, gave them Holy Communion, and prepared them for heaven. Yes, Father Duffy was brave. He was the soldier's hero. He was the soldier's friend. Well, after the war, Father Duffy came home to New York City. Everybody in New York City knew him. Everybody loved him, because he was a great hero of the war. Well, in 1932, Father Duffy died. But that wasn't the end of Father Duffy. Oh, no! The people of New York City refused to forget Father Duffy. The people of New York City wanted Father Duffy to be always remembered. So, do you know what the people of New York City did? They built a statue of Father Duffy. And where do you think the people put the statue? Right in the center of New York City, in Times Square, the busiest place in New York City. Every day thousands of people pass that statue. People may be in a hurry, but they always have time to look up at their hero, Father Duffy. People call Father Duffy the priest of Times Square. As long as that statue will stand, Father Duffy will not be forgotten. The priest of Times Square will always be remembered. Boys and girls, Jesus Christ is our hero. Why? Because Jesus did so much for us. Jesus suffered for us. Jesus died on a cross for us. By his death, Jesus opened the gates of heaven for us. Jesus, our hero, died over 1900 years ago, and Jesus has never been forgotten. No person on this earth today ever saw Jesus. No one ever knew Jesus. Yet, millions of people today love Jesus. Millions obey Jesus. They won't forget Jesus. How is it then that Jesus is still remembered? Jesus didn't leave a statue of himself. No, no. Jesus left something better than a statue. Jesus left himself. Jesus left himself in the Mass. Every morning Jesus is born again in the Mass. Every morning Jesus dies again in the Mass. In the Mass we have the same Jesus who was born in a stable, the same Jesus who died on a cross. Jesus really lives on our altar. Don't think that Jesus has left us. Don't think that Jesus is far away in the sky. Jesus is right here on the ground, in our church, on the altar, in the Mass. When Jesus was born, you and I were not at Bethlehem. We were not at the Last Supper. We didn't see Jesus die on the cross. Yet, every single day, all these things happen again. They happen on our altar. They happen in the Mass. Jesus knew that, after his death, people would need him. Jesus knew that people would be lonesome. That's why Jesus gave himself to us in the Mass. Jesus is very close to us in the Mass. He is right here where he can help us, where he can answer our prayers. Do you know the best prayer that you can say to God? No, it's not the Our Father. The best prayer, the very best prayer, the prayer that God likes most is the Mass. That's why you should go to Mass often. Of course you go to Mass every Sunday, but how often do you go to Mass during the week? Going to Mass, you know, is the best way to pray to God, the best way to show God that you love him. Would you like to see Jesus? Would you like to meet Jesus? Would you like to say something to Jesus? Would you like to tell Jesus that there is something that you want? Well, you can do all these things when you go to Mass. End of chapter 20.